Can you hear me okay, George? Now, let's have it, Steve. What about this monster story of yours?
Well, it's big and terrible. More frightening than I ever thought possible.
You realize your story's front page all over the country. We want to know what's being done about this monster.
Well, here's your headline.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the third wheel, Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people!
And, of course, our fabulous intern, Miguel Cole.
Hello! Mr. Tony, is he here? Is he here? I'm so excited!
He's here. All right, so now we've all been waiting all week. We've been teasing it on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram about the ICEMAN cometh. Basically what it is, he's our new co-host, and he's here right now, the ICEMAN, JoJo. Welcome to the show.
Ooh, yeah.
What a Macho Man impression. There you go.
Glad to be here.
All right, so what are you looking forward to most about being on the show?
Well, it's an honor to be here and share my knowledge with you, Tony, and Rick, and how can you forget Miguel over there?
I was going to say, you can't forget Miguel.
You know, so you guys are all big wrestling fanatics, and I am too, so it's going to be a great show.
Oh, yeah. So, all right. So, you ready?
Yes, I'm
All right, let's get ready to talk wrestling. First, let's go with the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right, before we get into the news, let's talk about some birthdays. Happy birthday, Alex Riley, turning 35 years young.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Riley, looking like Triple H, man. Don't you think?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't
know where he's going with that, but good luck to you, Alex Riley. Titus O'Neil turns 39.
Oh, wow. I didn't think it was...
Yeah, that's shocking. Like, I didn't think he was that old.
I didn't either.
Hoorah!
Tony Atlas, the WWE Hall of Famer, turned 62 years old.
Oh, wow.
Mr. USA.
Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. No kidding. Wow. How 62?
62.
And he still looks good.
He's still jacked. He's still
phenomenal,
jacked.
man.
Yeah.
Isaac Yankum DDS turns 49 years old.
AKA Kane.
AKA Kane. Yeah. Exactly.
Wait, 43?
49.
49?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I knew he was in his 40s, but I didn't think it was that late.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that high up. Wow. All right.
And last but not John Cena turns 39 years old.
Wow.
We haven't seen a lot of him. He's supposed to be coming back. So we'll see. Happy birthday, John Cena. On to the news. Eric Young has made his NXT debut at the NXT tapings, and he challenged Samoa Joe for the title.
Interesting.
I think it's very interesting.
Very interesting.
I like it.
I do too. It didn't air, though, this past Wednesday, right?
No, it's the
Next
taping.
week.
Oh, it's a taping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
So that's very, very interesting. I want to see where they go with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see Eric Young.
Yep.
The Payback pre-show match has been announced. Ryback versus Kalisto for the U.S. title.
Oh, wow.
Ryback has finally returned since Mania last week on SmackDown. Mr. Rick, I'll take over here. Ryback, he beat Kalisto on SmackDown, and it was crazy. How does he not win the championship? Miguel, we went over this on the SmackDown breakdown on our Facebook page, Wrestling POV Podcast, where it was a non-title match. Yes, but he beat him. Come on, Tony, come on. Is it a non-title match? What kind of sense is that?
I don't know, Miguel. You know, we're going to make some predictions later on in the show, so maybe, Miguel, you can chime in on that too, okay?
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, on to more news. Did you guys ever look at R-Truth and say, man, I wish I could dress up like R-Truth?
No, not really.
No.
Well, for those of you out there listening, if you wanted to dress like R-Truth, now you can, because he's starting his own clothing line.
Are you serious,
Oh,
really?
wow.
Yep.
Like what?
Baggy jeans and all.
Baggy jeans in a tank top?
There you go.
Wow. All right. Hey.
WWE is cracking down on account sharing on the WWE Network.
I
So
saw
if you're
that.
sharing your account, you will get an error message that says stream limit exceeded.
Wow. Well, there goes your $9.99. But I also heard too that they're going to give an option to where if you wanted to have it on multiple devices, that you pay like an extra $5 or something like
Well,
that.
gee,
So-
ain't too bad then.
No, it's not. It won't be too bad. But of course, it's them making more money out of us, So
Yeah.
yeah.
They also said they're gonna also add for like $12.99. You could add Monday Night Raw and SmackDown on a day delay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad then. I mean, for some people that don't have cable or don't want cable but still want to be able to watch it, yeah, that would be good for them. So, I mean, they watch it a day late, but hey.
Serious news here: an arrest warrant was issued for the brother of Dolph Ziggler on aggravated murder charges.
Dang. They say, like,
He attempted to rob a Marine veteran who ended up shooting and killing. My question is, why are you robbing people, bro?
exactly. Wow. And a Marine veteran, too, on top of that?
Yep.
What is wrong with you?
Right.
That's
Did this
crazy.
happen like a month ago or so, Rick, or something like that, I heard?
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago, but
Yeah.
now they finally got the warrant together. They got
Right.
enough evidence against them.
Unreal.
Speaking of crazy, a man walked into a Ring of Honor event with chocolate bars strapped to his chest, claiming it to be a bomb.
What?
They evacuated the event, and he was shot. He is living, though.
Oh, my God.
But are you crazy? What are you doing?
Why would you strap? I mean, was he trying to sneak in food? Is that what it was? Or
No, he was
Maybe he's
trying
got a
to claim
chocolate
that it was a
fetish.
bomb.
that's a weird fetish, man. But he strapped it to make it look like a bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Jay.
What the? Wow. I've heard it all now.
Well, yeah.
Unreal.
My last bit of news here. We have a new champ, the Twitter Finger Champ.
Twitter finger champ?
That means, yes, someone that goes on Twitter and likes to argue with people, and they only do it on Twitter. And that Twitter Finger Champ is Tyler Breeze.
What?
Tyler Breeze gets his first major championship as he was arguing with a fan on Twitter about his popularity on Superstars. And
Probably the only championship he's going to get.
exactly.
That's sad.
The fan was arguing no one watches Superstars, and Tyler Breeze was like, half the world does, bro. And, I mean, don't even get into this argument.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself out.
Why put yourself out there for that? Unreal. So, well, congratulations, I guess, to Tyler Breeze. Well deserved, Tyler Breeze. Way to go, man. All right, so now on to the rumors. It looks like they're still going to do the brand split. There's nothing still confirmed yet. It's still up in the air. But the way it went down on Raw, it looks like it might happen. With the decision that Vince McMahon has to make come this Sunday at Payback. So.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. I still think from the prediction I made on Mania, I still think that's what's gonna end up happening somehow, some way. Where it's gonna be Shane running Raw, probably Stephanie running SmackDown, and then Triple H is gonna get like in the mix and bring up his NXT guys as an invasion. So, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully it does. It happens this Sunday. All right, now, Jack Swagger apparently had his last match in Glasgow. I mean, I don't know how much of it's true, but on his Twitter page, he tweeted, "Best job I ever had, last day." And there was a picture of the Glasgow stadium doors, and that was it. So, I don't know. I don't know,
man.
They haven't taken him off of the website, so I don't know. We'll see. Now, right into SmackDown. Apparently, during the Ambrose Asylum segment, that Ric Flair, Charlotte, and Natalya. And towards the end of the segment, Ric Flair told Natalya to go kill herself.
I heard about that.
You heard about that?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Well, obviously
He's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's not going to be, aired. I'm pretty sure they're going to cut that part of it out. But Rick, my man, what are you doing?
I think he gets going so much he doesn't even know what he's saying
I
half
think
the time.
so. It's like,
As that anxiety kicks in, that's it.
I think he needs to elbow his jacket a few more times.
Yeah,
because holy Jesus, man, what is wrong with you?
And I think if you want to get Bret Hart involved, that's the way to get him involved.
Yeah, but speaking of Bret Hart, that's a good segue. Now he's saying that he's not really interested in appearing. He says he's only doing it because of Natalia. That's it. He doesn't feel like being there. He doesn't want to be there. And he also said some other things about the way wrestling is going now and this and that. But he's only doing it because of Natalia, and that's it. So it's unfortunate. I like Bret Hart, and I know you're a big fan, Rick.
I love Bret Hart.
So, but that's all I got. So you got the injury. It's
Yes,
the
we do.
Iceman JoJo, his first injury report. Take it away.
Well, first on the list, we got Bray Wyatt. Originally, he was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks, but now they're saying it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks, and he's nursing that calf injury.
Is it?
Yeah, and we got Neville. He's still out, and they're saying about 3 months for him, and he's got that broken ankle.
It is broke. I thought wasn't it like a ligament or something?
It could be a ligament, but I thought it was a broken ankle there. Randy Orton, he's still nursing that shoulder injury, and he's expected to return by SummerSlam. And John Cena supposedly is still nursing his shoulder, but we all saw him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And there was a tweet I think a couple days ago where they said he's supposed to be on the Monday edition of Raw that's on Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day Raw, yeah.
Yeah, and then of course Seth Rollins is still out with that torn ACL and MCL, and he's expected back by SummerSlam.
That'll be a good SummerSlam.
Yeah,
bro.
it would.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, right? That'd be a really good SummerSlam, sure. So, all right. So now, if anybody out there you need some questions, or you have about the show or what's going on with wrestling, you can always reach us at Wrestling POV Podcast on Facebook. You can reach us at Wrestling POV on Twitter. On Instagram is Wrestling POV1, and on iTunes we are Wrestling POV. And also, while you're there, mark a rating for us. Every rating counts, and it brings us up higher in the chain. And we'll become number one eventually. I can see it. I can see it.
Just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time. We'll make it. I know we will. All right, so we're going to go to a commercial. We got Joann Randles. She's the director and producer of the biopic film Adrian, The Life of Adrian Street. She's going to be here with us for a lovely interview all the way from the UK. So we're going to go to a commercial break, so we'll be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to CavalryService.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Cavalry Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
And welcome back. Today we got a very special guest with us. She is from the UK, so she's joining us via Skype. Her name is Joann Randles. She is the director and producer for the biopic drama Adrian, featuring the exotic one, Adrian Street. And she's with us right now. Say hello, Joann.
Hello.
Nice, awesome. Now, I have a bunch of questions because Adrian Street, he was a guy I followed when I was a little boy. And he interested me because he was so flamboyant and a very odd character. What made you decide to do this biopic drama?
Well, to be honest with you, like you're saying, his character is probably one small component that attracted to me wanting to make a film about him. Initially, I was looking for a film to make. I guess that's one of the things that a lot of artists say, they're just looking for that inspiration. However, I'd worked on a lot of projects, and I just wanted to try and find a project that I could not only relate to, but as a creative, just immerse myself within a production. So it so happened that myself and my partner were at a Manchester art gallery, and there was this exhibition, and it included Adrian Street. I had no idea who Adrian was before I went there, and I certainly wasn't a wrestling fan. However, I seem to have been converted since. The exhibition included it was a video on his story. It was just, as I say, it was incredible for a number of different reasons. I relate this production very much to a Billy Elliot story. I don't know whether you know of the feature film that was made quite a few years ago called Billy Elliot, about a young boy who was from a fairly strict family who wanted to be a ballet dancer and was told no. Well, basically, Adrian's story was very similar to that, but it was a true story. Oh, wow. Adrian, when he was 16, he ran away from home, from a little village in Wales called Bryn Mawr in the Valleys. So literally out in the middle of nowhere. So he ran away from home, rebelled from his community and family, who were pushing him to become a coal miner, to pursue his dreams to become a wrestler. Which was completely unheard of, really, particularly coming from, a small Welsh mining community. So Adrian, being Adrian and very strong-minded, went to London to pursue his dreams. And as I say, what's incredible about this story is not just him for who he is and the kind of path that he set in terms of the wrestling scene, but just his ambitions alone, and to do, just to pursue your dreams wholeheartedly in the 1950s, particularly when these days, we take for granted public transport and such like, yeah, his story is just truly incredible, just even from the outset right through. He certainly set a benchmark throughout his life. So, yeah, it's, research is ongoing. Every time I speak to Adrian, there's always a new story which I feel I need to jot down, just because it adds that much depth to him as a person, as much as what makes him a character and why he's become who he is today. Right. So yeah, it's certainly exciting, and I'm definitely very proud to be working on a project that's hopefully going to inspire a lot of people worldwide, not just wrestling fans, but my next door neighbour or whoever, whether they get into wrestling afterwards, or even whether it just elevates them as an individual just through his ambitious story, really. Right.
Yeah. It's now. How did you contact him? How was you able to get a hold of him? And was he surprised?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I wasn't really sure how I was going to go about contacting him. So, like all things, you do your research, and I was fortunate to have been able to have been given a contact through a contact, and it was just sheer luck, to be honest with you, since I talked to him nearly on a weekly basis, and yeah, it's gone from there, really. Nice. Now, so you spent some time with him, right? Yes, via Skype, yes.
Oh, via Skype. Okay, so what is he like? Is he really like that flamboyant type character that he plays on TV? Is he really like that in real life? Did he rub you that way, or was he just...
honest with you, he's a very modest, lovely man. Wow. And that's me being truly honest, and I know that a lot of people must be thinking, oh my gosh, is he really eccentric, is he this, is he that, but truly he's a really, really lovely, down-to-earth person who's got a heart of gold, and he puts a lot into everything that he does, and honestly I don't think I could speak higher of him. Honestly, he's a really, really lovely person.
Wow. Now he's still married with Miss Linda, right?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, that's a long time there. And she was his valet back in the day too.
Yes.
So
yes, she
now
was.
Is he still doing like indie wrestling, or because I seen on his Facebook page, I've seen him posting pictures of some matches that he had, and then I saw one where I think he said it was like his retirement match, but then I saw more after that. So is he still wrestling, or is he retired?
No, he's retired from wrestling now. So he retired, I guess it would be a couple of years ago now. He retired. So yeah, he kept going for quite a while.
Yeah. And he was still doing the flamboyant, exotic one, Adrian Street.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Now, Rick, you had a question?
Yeah, Joann, Rick here. Now, to my understanding, I heard that his whole flamboyant persona happened by accident. Is this true?
I guess you could say so. Although with Adrian, you know, as I say, as a person, he's always been very strong-minded in what he wants to do in life, and I guess in some stances what he did was a way of him being able to stand out from a lot of the other people, a lot of the other wrestlers that he was up against. And the only way to do that, and particularly when you think about a very conservative 1960s Britain, was to do what he did. So, you know, there's several things you've got to look at. I mean, he wanted to become a professional wrestler, but all his life he had been told, you know, no, you can't do this, you're too this, you're too that, you know, among many other things. So he, I believe, tried to create something that was different, that made him stand out from all of his opponents.
Oh yeah, he did.
So bleaching his hair blonde, which is quite extreme.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, and then elaborating on that and blowing kisses to the crowd, and you know, it was unheard of. And how audiences reacted to that, you can take in two ways. I mean, initially it was negative, but he turned the negative into a positive. So it worked.
I mean, he inspired many wrestlers: Ric Flair, Jesse Ventura, Goldust, like a lot of guys that are considered Hall of Famers. This man said it for them, and I thought it was amazing. Did he ever mention about like who he thought was his like greatest rival in the ring?
To be honest with you, no. I think if you get to speak with Adrian, the real Adrian, who he is, I think his biggest opponent was making sure that he became the person that he is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so he was always setting himself. He was always raising the bar for himself, if that makes sense. And I think doing what he did, you know, and expanding on that and developing that character, as I say, it worked. And he is, as I say today, he is still a very humble and lovely person, and really does, I don't know, there's just so many stories that I could go into, and it's
All right, so now let's go back to the biopic drama. Where are you at with it? When's it going to come out? Where can we see it? And all the other information you can give us.
All the very exciting questions. Most of which I'm sure that you'll have to call me up again and have a chat over, which you're more than welcome to. But we're currently in development, so that means that it's the most important part of the film production process. Making films isn't easy, despite a lot of people that just think that, hey, you're making movies in the cinemas next week. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't quite work like that, as much as I wish it could. So yeah, we currently got a script, which we're developing further, obviously, to make it correct. Part of my outlook for this film is I want to keep everything very real and very true and powerful. Right. As I say, I don't want it just to be for wrestling fans. I want it to be for a wider audience, to be able to relate to it. And equally, I want it to be true to Adrian as a person and his life story. So, the script is currently being finessed, as it were. Okay. And, so we've got that. We're looking at locations, checking out studio space. We do have a lot of interest from financiers, which we're currently going through at the moment. But yes, it is a very real film. I can't go into too much depth at this stage. Yeah. But yeah, it is very real.
So the projected time would be about what you figure?
As I say, filmmaking isn't as straightforward as who's going to be in the cinema next week. So ideally, I'd like us to be finished in the post-production by the end of 2017, with hopefully a release in 2018. Nice. That's all down to who we can get as a distributor, and that's a whole other ball game altogether. But ideally, as I say, I'd like the film to be completed by 2017, the end of 2017. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and I will be looking forward to seeing it myself. And it's like I said, I've been a fan of his since I was a little boy when I first started watching wrestling. And just the way his character was, and he wasn't a very tall man. He was I don't want to say, short either. That's not a proper comment, but he wasn't a big guy, but he was a husky guy. Now, do you know if, but with speaking with him, you know, because that would be considered a cruiserweight, I would have to say.
Yes.
And
yeah.
now, did he consider himself as a cruiserweight, or?
To be honest with you, I haven't gone into too much depth about his weight or anything like that. I don't even go into too much depth about this.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah, because I tell you, because the way he put himself out there in the ring, he didn't act like he was a cruiserweight. He acted like he was beyond a heavyweight, that you couldn't touch him.
Yeah, I think Adrian's attitude to, and you guys know this, Adrian's attitude was just like all or nothing. So
it worked for him. Now, now let me ask you a question. Are you a wrestling fan?
I am now. I am rapidly becoming one.
Now, are you watching WWE? Are you catching up with the current wrestling?
I'm catching up with it. That and TNA. Is it TNA?
Wow, yeah.
So I'm getting involved. I feel like I'm like an adopted fan at the moment, so I'm hoping to get my fully fledged certificate at the end of it.
We'll gladly take you in.
There you go. So, all right, awesome. But so you're gonna keep us posted on the wrestling POV Facebook page?
Yes, most certainly.
All right, awesome. All right, that's all I have. Rick, do you have anything?
I just gotta say thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate it, and good luck with everything on the movie. We'll be waiting.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joann. We're going to go in a commercial break, and we will be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to calvaryservice.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Calvary Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
All right, and we're back. She was such a nice lady. She was such a nice, lovely lady.
So nice.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't wait for this to come out. It's going to be really, really good.
Great interview.
I mean, the thing is, you know, we said it during the interview, is that, you know, with Adrian Street, he set the standard for a lot of people like Goldust. Yeah. And, you know, Dolph Ziggler, you know, because I'm sorry to say, Dolph Ziggler, you know, he's imitating Shawn Michaels. Mm-hmm. You know, but Shawn Michaels and them, they all got this flamboyancy from him.
Yeah.
You know, all this narcissistic things happen from Adrian Street. So I would really like to see this, you know, movie go through. And she's going to be filming in the States soon, too. So if that happens, I want to take a nice trip over there. So
definitely.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, let's go straight on to Raw notes. Whoops, I got to get it there. All right, so... Now, it was a nice thing they did right before Raw went on the air. They showed a nice little memory of China. At first, I was kind of like, all right, well, that's it. You know, I thought they should have done more, which they ended up doing later on. Now, I was a little bit angry, because it took for her to pass away for the WWE to do something nice like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like they're finally recognizing her.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, before she was an outcast, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's like, oh, look at China, you know. But it's too bad.
I mean, do you agree, Rick? Or
yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it really hurt me, and I know a lot of fans agree. This was a horrible thing, man. It wasn't dying to recognize her, and even Stone Cold said it's not good enough to put her in the Hall of Fame now. And even Mick Foley, he says it doesn't matter because the real Hall of Fame is in all of us.
That's true.
So,
yes.
So I appreciate that from Mick, but like, it sucks that it took this to
actually recognize her. Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
And that's why, like, when I was looking at it, it was really nicely done, the video package they did of her. But I was like disgusted at the same time. You know, I was like, you know, you guys. It's like, to me, it's like they tried to stay face, I guess.
Right.
And I just didn't, you know, I didn't appreciate it from them, but I did appreciate the video itself. Yes. So, you know, it was a nice thing, I thought. But at the same time, I was kind of a little bit upset that it took for this to happen in order for them to do that. And that's not right. So we'll see. She'll be in the Hall of Fame next year. So we'll see what happens. Now, Shane comes out again. And it's because of the fans again. He's in charge of Raw. So, you know, it's making me really wonder now. Why they even did that match at WrestleMania?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, did he win?
Exactly. Rick, you said the same thing.
I saw it. He won.
He won, right? Yeah. That's it.
So, needless to say, fine. He's running Raw. I kind of dig it anyways, so that's good. So, now Stephanie's music hits, and she comes out and states that basically this is going to be his last time running Raw. And a bunch of other things happened, which was like, okay, come on, get to the point. What's going on? She basically said that Vince will decide on Payback who will run Raw. So, obviously, the crowd started getting behind Shane, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. If they would have kept quiet and said, "Oh, really?" And then, of course, Shane did the old wrestling thing where it's, boo the bad guy, cheer the good guy. And so that was pretty neat.
That was kind of funny, though.
No, I thought that was cool.
I thought it was funny as hell.
It was funny, how he played to the crowd like that.
Yeah, he did.
But then she was trying to come out, trying to act like, you need to leave or whatever. And Shane was like, last I knew, I'm in charge, so you get out. But actually, one of the security guards there is Travis Gordon. He's on my Facebook. He's an indie wrestler from there.
Really?
So, he was putting up the pictures on Facebook, and I'm laughing. I was like, I didn't even recognize
Not the one that got beat up there.
Yeah,
it was the one.
He got beat up. So, Travis, my man, I feel sorry for you. You got smacked up
sorry about that, buddy.
In your first appearance. So, so that was the end of that segment. So the basically the match after that, it was AJ versus Sheamus.
So good. So good.
What?
That match was so good, Tony.
It was long and dragged out. Yes, I hated it. I hated it.
It was okay. I'm not gonna say it was great, but I say it was okay.
Terrible, man. It was long. Me personally, Sheamus is just a boring character.
No.
Yes, he's a boring character, man.
He's the Celtic warrior, man.
He's boring. He needs. I don't know. I mean.
Or maybe him and the Von Villain should get together.
Oh, Jesus. He's white enough. He could fit in.
Yeah, right.
So, but during the match, I mean, AJ ended up winning, which is good. But during that match, towards the end of it, Gallows and Anderson was on top of the stage just watching. Didn't do anything. They was just watching. So, the only thing that I'm glad about this match is the fact that, it was against Sheamus, who is a tough opponent, but anything could have happened to where Sheamus could have won. But at the same time, you look at it, and he had Gallows and Anderson, so you knew those guys were going to interfere, because then that would have started a new storyline with them. So to have AJ win clean like that, I thought that was pretty neat. That was the only thing good about that match. So
no, listen, the Irish curse backbreaker, that's one of my favorite moves. You don't like that move?
No, I don't.
Oh man,
I don't. I just don't like Shane. That he needs a total transformation. And
what? He needs a bone through the nose.
But the thing of it is, this is his second transformation.
Yeah.
The first one, he had the regular style do. He had just a little, he had the mustache and a goatee, I think, right?
Yeah.
He had a goatee. And then now the transformation was he had a mohawk, he had a beard that was braided. Don't get that. Never seen that before. But, I mean, that was his transformation, but it was still the same character. That's why everybody kept saying, "You look stupid," because he does look stupid.
You look stupid.
So I'm sorry, Rick. I don't like it. He needs to another total, or maybe become babyface. Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
I think he was better as a babyface.
You think so?
Yeah.
I could see it, but I think he's better off as a babyface than a heel.
He's a brawler, man. I like him either way. He's just a physical monster. He's a brawler. I'll take it.
All right, now New Day comes out. They cut another promo. What the cool thing is, though, is that they pay a little homage to Prince, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then the Vaudevillains comes out, stating that they will be the number one contenders at Payback. And I think they were down. Yeah, they were down by the ringside. And then Big Cass and Enzo comes out, and they do their promo. And of course, their promos are off the hook. I love their promos. He's a genius on the mic.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in my opinion, that whole thing was a waste of time. what was? I mean, I get that they're trying to set it up that the match at Payback is going to be the Vaudevillains versus Enzo and Big Cass, and to have the New Day there. So I get that. I get that's these guys are involved. But it was just a waste of time. It was a waste of a segment.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew they were gonna. That match was going on, so they're just trying to trash talk each other and create some tension there. But
yeah, but if you really think about it too, New Day's a face. They're faces now. They're baby faces. Vaudevillains was the only heel there. So I mean, I don't know. It's just too many faces, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I
mean, you could have had them. You could have had them jump the Vaudevillains, all 5 of them, and then have a stare down at the end of it all.
Yeah, something physical should have happened.
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, because then at least WWE could read the crowd too to say, okay, all right, this works then. So to have the Vaudevillains versus the New Day, okay, that works. Or Big Cass and Enzo. Yeah, that works. So, all right, Vaudevillains, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I don't know. To me, it was just a waste of time. So now they cut to the back and they show Gallows and Anderson are seen coming out of AJ Styles' locker room. So they're wrestling. Yeah, that's why I was like, interesting. All right. Now the thing is, you guys got to remember too. Back in Japan, they beat down AJ before he left.
Yep.
You remember that, right?
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but they like Gallows especially, he's made a few comments about, hey, let's talk about what happened back there in New Japan. Do you remember hearing him say that?
The first segment?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But he said it on multiple occasions though, and they keep bringing that back. So it might lead to what's going to happen later on in the show when we give our predictions on Payback, but just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. All right. So now, but later on, they were wrestling against the Usos. Actually, they did wrestle against the Usos. What do you guys think of that? Was that done way too early, or should that have been at Payback?
That match should have been at Payback, I think. But that match also sucked, so thank God it wasn't on Payback.
I have to agree with Rick there.
Really?
100%. Yeah.
You know what? I thought it was a decent match.
My God.
But I do agree. I just wish it was more of a build up. You know what I'm saying? Like either have the Usos attack him in the back or vice versa. Or, to really get Anderson and Gallows going on as far as them being a heel. Because right now you look at them as a heel, but every time they're hanging with AJ, it's like, all right, so are they or not? It's starting to get a little bit confusing, and I just wish they did a lot more, of a build up. To me, there wasn't much of a build up. So,
now,
go ahead.
Now, do you think that the Usos, because the Usos got booed, they got Uso sucks chants.
Yep.
Now, do you think that's because of the guy Anderson and Gallows, or people just getting sick of the Usos?
I think people are getting sick of the Usos. I really do.
And they're hanging with Roman Reigns.
And they are. That's right. They are hanging with Roman Reigns.
That could be a factor.
And who knows? I mean, to me, honestly, I wish all 3 of them turned heel.
Yeah.
That would benefit them all, because I'm sorry to say the Usos are losing their little mojo.
And in the ring, I don't like the way they fight. When they're about to get hit, they're already falling before someone even gets near them, and they botch a lot of moves because of that, because they don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
So you're wrestling, bro. You're gonna get hit.
It's true. It's true. So during that match, the winners ended up being Gallows and Anderson. They kept on beating up on the Usos, and then Roman Reigns' music hits, and he came out to a big round of boos. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, man. I felt bad for him, and he started to clean house, and it got even worse.
Yeah.
It got even worse. I don't. I've said this in a few episodes already about the fact that they, stop criticizing Roman about his promos and just watch him as a performer. But to me, it looks like it's affecting him as a performer in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It really does. And you can tell it bothers him, man. It's like, I don't know, man. I like Roman. I do. His promos still do suck. But no, you know what? No, I'm going to change that. He's been getting better. He has.
He's improving.
He's getting better. Come on.
What do you got, Rick?
I wrote this down. Backstage, Roman Reigns and the Usos sometimes the one needs help from the all. And then Roman responds, sometimes the all needs help from the one. That was deep. Are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
They are not getting better.
I think he's still getting better.
I think the WWE's got to turn this guy quick or something's going to happen.
But, I mean, it could happen. I don't know when.
Yeah.
The way the storylines are heading to, especially when you got Cena coming back, and then you got Rollins coming back. You know, Bray Wyatt's going to be coming back soon, and actually Randy Orton's going to be back soon. Where is this all going to fit in?
Right.
You know, so they got to figure out really quick where Roman Reigns is going to be, a heel or a face. If you're going to make him face, to me they still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, because it ain't working as a face, that's for sure.
Especially now they have him against AJ at the pay-per-view. It's not helping him any. It really isn't. So, all right, so that was the end of that. Now, it was Sami Zayn versus Rusev with Lana there. And there was a lot of rumors going out that the League of Nations were going to split. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I thought they did.
When? Not on Raw?
On SmackDown.
SmackDown, yeah.
Really?
Was it on the pre-show, or did they show that a backstage clip or something?
Oh, no, they all walked, Del Rio and Rusev walked out on Sheamus.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, look at that. They split up. So, but onto the Sami Zayn and Rusev, the match was okay. It was a little too long.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. To me, it's like they're dragging Rusev down.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that was terrible to have him lose to Zayn.
Exactly.
I mean, if Zayn loses, he doesn't lose anything.
Exactly, yeah.
Rusev losing by schoolboy, put that on the board. that messes him up, man.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, especially now that they're splitting them up. And then he's got Lana back. I mean, even during that match, they were shouting, "We want Lana."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I did not agree as much as I do like Sami Zayn, but, it's funny because right in my notes I have winner Sami Zayn with a schoolboy. So I did have that. I thought of you, Rick. But no, you're right though. With Sammy's not going to hurt him, but to me, with Rusev, I think that hurt him a lot.
Yeah. Well, the best part of that match is when Lana started throwing his shoes at Sami Zayn.
That was funny.
Lana coming back, I think it was a week too early. You should have waited till after Payback.
Yeah, or at Payback even.
Or at Payback, yeah.
But no, I mean it was good to see her back. Now let me tell you something. The new look of hers. Do you like that better, or the old look where she would come out in a suit and have the library button?
Ooh, I like the old look.
Really?
Yeah.
What about you, Rick?
I mean, I think it just expands on her being a wrestler. So I think it goes with it. I don't mind either look. Either look is fine with me.
Okay.
I think this one goes more with her wrestling. So
because it's funny because a lot of people on social media saying that they like her old look better. Yeah. They don't like this new look of her. I don't know.
Did you like Rusev's new look? He had the briefs.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did people talk about that on social media? Sexism at its finest.
That's right. I agree with you. So anyway, so after the match, Kevin Owens attacked Sammy, and all he did was just stare at him. So okay, a little bit more should have been done, but
he should have did that during the match so Rusev could get the win.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's, you know what? I agree with you there because it's like I really agree with you because for Sammy's not going to hurt him.
Right.
But to me, for Rusev, it just did. And that was one way they could have done it. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
push Rusev down the ladder?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
He's a wrestler, man,
Yeah.
because when he first came out, they were making him out to be a beast. He was undefeated for how long?
Until he met Cena in WrestleMania.
Yeah, until he met Cena. And that was the really good thing about it is the fact that he was undefeated going into WrestleMania, facing John Cena. So that match could have went either way. Now they're making him, to me, it's like almost mid-cardish.
Yeah, they're making him a jobber.
yeah, almost. It's getting there. It's getting there. So now, right into Apollo Crews versus Stardust. Now, do we really got to talk about it?
I just want to throw out, I think this was his best match.
Apollo Crews?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it has a lot to do with Stardust.
It could have. Yeah, you know what? Looking at it that way, I have to agree with you. But looking at it from where I was looking at it, it just didn't do nothing for me. I ended up playing Candy Crush, which is sad. You know, so.
Well, I can tell you, this Apollo Crews, he's going to be something in the future.
He is. He really is. And I mean, do you guys think that this is a good way for him to start?
No, I think he should go up with some bigger talents, maybe like a Big Show or something,
Or even maybe Rusev.
Rusev, yeah.
That would have been good,
Yeah.
But now Rusev lost to Sami Zayn. So do you really want to see that? Mm-hmm. I don't, not anymore. But it would have been good. That two beasts like them. Hell yeah, that would have been a really good match. But
this guy moves around like he's Rey Mysterio too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for a big dude and doing all
Yeah.
these backflips and everything. Yeah, but at the same time, to me, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
And for somebody like him, as a baby face, no, put him up with some really, really good talent, because then, it can really establish him as a good baby face. He's got $1 million smile. Work with that. As far as if it was like a heel like they did with Rusev, they put him in with, mid-carders or
Right.
low-card talent, and they made him look like a beast, but that was because he was a heel. He's not a heel. Put him up against somebody good, I mean, everybody knows who he is. Let him build him up quicker that way. Don't put him up against guys like that or social outcasts. It's like, they know he's gonna win.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I put on my notes. Do we really got to talk about it? But the winner ended up being Cruz. So I like Cruz. Don't get me wrong. I think a different direction for him would be better. So now Dean's promo equals boring. Come on. It was garbage. I'm really starting to dislike Dean. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm disliking him more and more and more. It's like, oh my God, it's enough. So now we go straight into Natalia. You got something, Rick?
I was just gonna say, the walls of Jericho on the table, man. That's brutal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Are you
And I'm not even a Jericho fan. I'm not a big Jericho fan. But that was good.
That was boring too. It's like, okay.
Well, I'm sorry, I was joking, Joe.
Oh, I thought it was good. The way he tripped him up in there, and I just thought it was good.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's Jericho. It could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be because it's Jericho, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see where that even goes. They are fighting on Payback, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
It might be a good match. I don't know. It might be.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, so now it was Natty versus Emma with Charlotte at commentary. Winner ended up being Natty. Rick, you're shaking your head. Why?
3-minute match for
It was a
Emma,
3-minute, yeah.
who's supposed to be fighting Becky Lynch.
Right.
How you gonna?
right.
There's so many girls back there.
Yeah.
Let her beat somebody else. Let her beat Alicia Fox.
I was just about to say Alicia Fox. Yeah, have her beat her. I mean, she's still a contender, but at the same time, you can still use her for something like that. And you're right. With Emma getting ready to fight Becky Lynch, why would they? You're absolutely right. I did forget that she was fighting Becky Lynch. So yeah, but you're right. It's I wish it went longer. Even if Emma lost, if they still had Emma lose, you're right. 3 minutes. It was a 3-minute match. It could have went a little bit longer.
And Emma controlled the whole match.
Yeah.
And a sharpshooter out of nowhere. The only person that could do an out of nowhere finisher, and I'll be okay with it, is Randy Orton. No one else.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. I think I got up to take a drink, and then the match was over. I came back. I'm like, oh, it's over already? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd I miss?
It was just way too quick, and especially like you said, Rick. With Emma and her new look, show her off a little bit longer. I mean, she's a heel now. Everybody remembered her as the goofy baby face. You know what I'm saying?
That dancing. Oh,
yeah, I thought it was hysterical, but I thought
and that music. Oh, please.
You notice how they tweaked that up a little bit too.
Yeah,
I liked it. I dug it. It was pretty cool. But no, you're right. Should have went longer. Wrong opponent for Natty going into Payback, especially with Emma fighting Becky Lynch. So yeah, you're right. So now Baron Corbin comes out. This time Ziggler hits him from behind. Refs comes out. They break it up. Corbin storms off. Should that went a lot longer, or what do you think?
Your man Damien Sandow was gonna fight
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, nothing happened. But you know what? The thing is weird. He still gets a big pop. Dan Sandow. Yeah. He still gets a big pop. Why aren't they not doing anything with him?
When he was with the Miz, that was the funniest.
See, I told you, Rick.
The funniest stuff ever.
He hates it.
I loved it.
Last episode of ICEMAN JoJo. Damian Sandow.
He's fired after a while.
Terrible, man.
Oh, that was hysterical.
That was so funny. That was gold.
I got to bring back Miz Dow.
Yeah, or do something with his character. People still love his.
He's definitely underrated, man.
Oh, God, yeah. If we did that segment, he'd definitely be underrated.
Definitely.
So what is your dislike with Sandow, Rick?
I loved Sandow when he first came out as a heel, the intellectual savior and stuff like that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, that I loved. I dug it. But it reminded me a lot of The Genius, who I also had a lot of respect for.
Okay.
But this whole Miz Dow thing, it was funny at first, but then it just, you know how WWE, they take this one thing that should last a couple of weeks and they go,
they keep
and stretch it out.
No, you're right there. But to me, it was funny because it was new material all the time.
Yeah, that's what made it funny.
That's what made it more.
So
funny.
I didn't get bored watching it.
Right, you didn't get bored watching it, even though he was technically doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But it was different. So that's what made it funny to me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I totally. Thanks for bringing that up. I totally forgot that Baron Corbin was supposed to fight Sandow. But now, what do you think about that little segment? I mean,
I think it was short because the cameraman kept falling. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I couldn't get a clear shot of it, so I think it was supposed to go on longer, but the cameraman couldn't get his feet under him.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, but I think it was okay. You know, leading into the Payback pay-per-view, yeah, it was good. It was a good fit.
It didn't need to be long. You know, I just get it over with.
But I liked it, too, because of the fact that Baron Corbin jumped Ziggler last week, and then this week it was Ziggler. So that's a good back-and-forth battle to keep the people guessing. So I did dig that, so... Good, and I can't wait for that match. That's going to be a good match on Payback.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. So now, Miz TV segment. What do you guys think? Come on, man. Do I really have to go there? I mean, it was.
Yeah, I can't defend it.
That's what I was waiting on. I thought you were. But Cesaro comes out and says that Miz belongs in the movie Jackass. You know, which I thought that was fun.
It was.
Come on, Tony.
I did. I thought that was funny.
Cesaro needs to stop talking and just uppercut people.
Yeah.
No more talking.
Yeah, no more talk. But the thing of it is like the Miz's character now is getting worse with the whole movie quotes and stuff. It's like, stop, enough with that, you know. And then Cesaro started doing it. It's like, go ahead, make my day. No, you're right. It's like for Cesaro, no, just do your uppercut. You're good. So Miz tries to sneak attack Cesaro. He blocked it, and then he was going to give him the spin around thing, and then Maurice laid on top of the Miz, preventing Cesaro to do it. And then Cesaro was pretty much holding the IC belt. Now we're going to talk about our little predictions later on in the show, but. You know, I don't like where this is going, especially for Cesaro. You know, I don't think he's losing his mojo as far as being a face, but I don't like the direction. I don't.
I got a prediction that'll maybe change your mind on the whole thing. We'll talk about that later.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now we'll go straight on to the main event. It was Roman Reigns versus Del Rio. It was a decent match. Nothing great. You know, it did look like Del Rio was controlling that match, though. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
He was definitely controlling that match. And that was just to get heat on himself because he wasn't getting any heat. You know, and that's because, you know, with the whole thing with Roman, it's like, you know, Del Rio's a very, very smart wrestler. And for him to be a heel, he knows how to get that heel. I mean, you know, the heat on him as a heel. But it just didn't seem like it was working.
No.
So.
Now, did you prefer this match over Sheamus and AJ?
You know what? Yes.
Oh man,
that's a tough one. I'm gonna have to take Sheamus and AJ on that one.
Really? No, I preferred this one than the AJ and Sheamus match. I really do. It was just, and it's only because Del Rio worked this match, and even though it was obvious, but still, I'm glad he did it with him because, like I said, Del Rio knows how to work a match and he knows how to get heat on himself. So, but actually, the winner ended up being Roman Reigns. But towards the end of the match, Gallows and Anderson was on top of the stage again, watching at first, and then went in and attacked Reigns. AJ Styles comes out, basically telling them guys to leave him alone, get away, and then he gets a Superman punch from Roman. Then Anderson and Gallows comes back in. Roman starts Superman punching them, and then all of a sudden AJ comes in with a flying forearm on Roman. End of Raw. They showed him laid out like that.
Laid out.
And man, I don't know what to think of it. It was a good setup, I guess. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I think it was just so obvious from the beginning of Raw that the League of Nations were all going to lose their matches.
Yeah.
I think you could have surprised us, made Roman lose because of the Bullet Club, or made AJ lose because of the Usos or Reigns, or something like along those lines.
Right.
Because it was just so obvious. I didn't like the way they headed into Payback. I get it. You want to give them some positive oomph behind them going into Payback, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I didn't really enjoy this one.
About how it ended?
Yeah, the whole show.
The setup or the setup?
Yeah, the setup.
Going to Payback. What do you think, JoJo? I mean,
well, usually how one week the one guy gets the better end of this guy, and then next week the other guy gets the better. I think it could have been better, like Rick said. The best part about that was AJ giving the flying elbow to Roman, laid him out. So, yeah, that was awesome. But I think a loss on Roman Reigns' part would have been beneficial. That would have spruced up the storyline a little bit, I think, too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the scenario for them to.
Well, you could have had the League of Nations come out, jump Roman Reigns, right? Then the Usos come out, beat down the League of Nations, and then the Bullet Club come out, beat down them, and AJ, you could have a melee. You could have everybody in the ring at the same time heading into this pay-per-view.
But I think they're still trying to have Gallows and Anderson more still of a heel. So to have the League of Nations comes out, then they would have them leaning more towards being a babyface if that happened.
Yeah, but that would lead in your head. You'll start to think, wait, are they face? Are they heels? And then as soon as they attack the Usos, then you're like, okay, they're heels again.
Right? Yeah. No. Okay, you're right. I can see it that way too, but I don't know. To me, it's just that whole angle right now is just a little bit confusing. Yeah. I mean, I know by Payback, it's all going to come into, to what the bottom line is and what's going on with it. But right now, to me, it's just a little bit too confusing. Just too confusing for me. So, I don't know. Well, it is time. It is time for Rick Serrano III Wrestling Joke of the Week.
Welcome back to Rick Serrano's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Brought to you by Unwelcome Greetings, the greeting cards for the internet generation. Today's joke is, what did CM Punk say to Adam Copeland when Adam Copeland came on to him?
No clue.
Nope.
I'm straight edge.
A straight edge superstar, yeah.
Get it? Adam Copeland, edge, straight edge.
Straight edge.
Oh, Mr. Rick, where do you get these jokes from? All right, well, if you have a wrestling joke, send it in to our Facebook page at Wrestling POV Podcast, at Twitter at Wrestling POV, or Instagram at Wrestling POV1 using the hashtag WPOVJokes. Wrestling Joke of the Week is brought to you by Unwelcome Greetings, where you can get internet memes in paper form, like John Cena, Damn Daniel, and more, by going to unwelcomegreetings.com. All right, guys, so we got Payback coming up. Let's have some Payback predictions.
Nice. Yeah. Yes, we will. All right, so the first match.
First match, we got Kalisto versus Ryback for the United States Championship. Miguel, you coming over? Oh yes, I'm coming. Oh, okay, yes. So Kalisto versus Ryback for the United States Championship. Even though Ryback should be champion already, I believe Ryback should be the champion.
All right, that's a good guess there, Miguel. And you know what? I have to agree with you.
Thank you, Mr. Tony.
I think right now it's like I don't see them doing anything with Kalisto.
Yeah,
you know, it's either he's getting hurt or they don't have him wrestling anybody. You know, so I don't know if he really is hurt or what. What do you think, Rick?
I honestly think Ryback needs this more. I mean, you can always throw Kalisto in a tag team match and no one will know the difference.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
Ouch.
Ryback definitely needs this way more.
Yeah.
So Ryback.
All right, I agree with you. All right, what do you got, JoJo?
Well, Miguel, I got 3 words for you. Feed me more.
Get him going.
Yes. See, he's my new spirit. Can I live with him? Can I live with JoJo, please? I treat you good.
I think Ryback finally needs to get that push he deserves. You know.
But you think by having him win the U.S. title is really going to give him that push?
I think it'd be a kickstart. Yeah, kickstart to get going.
I don't know. I mean, as much as I do see Ryback winning it, I just don't think he's going to do anything for him. I really don't. But we'll see who his next opponent will be.
Yeah,
but obviously, with the rematch clause there, it's going to be against Kalisto again. So
Miguel, where are you going? Oh, I only talk about the important matches. It's a pre-show match.
He's long gone. All right, so now we got the women's championship, Charlotte versus Natalya. I'm going with Charlotte. As much as I know you love Bret Hart and you want that championship to go with the Hart, but I don't see anything of that happening. My opinion, Charlotte wins.
Do not speak for me, Tony. Because unfortunately, I'm going to pick Charlotte to win this match. I would love to see Natalya win it, but honestly, I think Charlotte's going to win and retain. I think Brett is going to punch Ric Flair. But I think that's all we're going to get out of the Hitman.
Yeah,
I love you, Hitman.
That's all we're going to get out of him. All right, JoJo, who do you got?
Well, I'm a Hitman fan too, but I see Charlotte hanging on to that belt at least until SummerSlam time.
Yeah, and then I hope they do a storyline with Sasha Banks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good one. All right, so now Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. What do you guys think? JoJo, take it away. Who do you think?
Well, this one's a difficult one to me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping Dolph Ziggler, but I think Brian Corbin's going to get that push.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Brian on this one.
No, I'm going straight with Corbin. He's going to take it.
JoJo was torn, just like my Dolph Ziggler shirt.
Torn up to pieces right there.
But honestly, I don't know who's going to win this match. I think any of them can win and still be over. Honestly, I would like to see Dolph Ziggler do it.
Okay, but I think Corbin's going to take it, and then they're going to move him on to a different program.
I honestly think this match can go either way, really, though. And I don't think it would affect either of the guys. I think it's going to be a good battle. I see a lot of Shawn Michaels, Diesel here, but I honestly think Corbin's going to get the win, unfortunately.
I just think that if Corbin loses, I think it'll hurt him.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's getting that push right now.
Yeah, he's getting a really decent push, and I think losing to Dolph Ziggler would hurt him. And only because is that I don't see even Ziggler going anywhere right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's a tough call, but I'm still going to go with Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
So. All right, so now Enzo and Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains.
Yeah.
As much as I want to see Enzo and Big Cass win, that's who I'm picking. So,
Got me.
But that is my pick. But for some reason, I got a little bird telling me that they want the main event to be, for the tag titles, the Vaudevillains versus the New Day. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well,
I think the Vaudevillains are going to win this match, and I think the Dudleys will have something to do with it. Mess with Enzo and Cass. Yeah, Vaudevillains are going to win, and New Day is going to have a field day with them.
Right. Yeah. God, yeah.
And I can honestly see the Vaudevillains winning the titles.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, that's pretty spot on what I was going to say. I'm a big fan of these new guys, Enzo and Cash. Yeah. But, I think the Doe is going to come in, ruin their chances.
Mess it up.
And then it's going to be Vaudevillains against the New Day. Much as I hate to say it, but that's what I feel like it's going to happen. So, yeah, I think the I think that Von Villain act would have worked like before pre-Nitro days, you know.
Oh wow!
You know, like in the '80s, you know, Hulk Hogan days.
Way back.
I think that act would have worked just fine.
It could have, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Vaudevillains, but I think, you know, the hot tag team right now is Enzo and Big Cass. So why would you stop there? You know, why would they stop that rush for, you know? But I have to agree. My pick is still going to be Enzo and Big Cass, but for some reason, the little bird's telling me no.
Yeah, I hope they win. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, and I think they would do a good program too with the New Day. So, you know. Because to me, honestly, even though New Day, they are good right now, they're on a roll, so to speak, but they haven't really been defending those titles a lot. I'm sorry, they've had them since last year, since SummerSlam.
Did they even defend them? No, they haven't defended them since WrestleMania.
No, they did. They did.
They didn't even defend them in WrestleMania.
No, they didn't. Not at WrestleMania, but I think the day after they did, right?
Did they?
So, on that Monday Raw they did, but that was kind of self-explanatory. I mean, we kind of knew, you know, but they're going to still win. But to me, it's like they haven't really did a storyline to where they need to defend that title.
Right.
And I just, you know, and it's all because they're on this new kick with them, and, you know, they're getting really popular now. So.
New kick with the bootios.
Yeah, the bootios. Don't even get me started on that. I still refuse.
Didn't I see a box of those somewhere when I came in?
Hell no. No. God, no.
Right next to the chocolate milk.
Right next to the chocolate milk, yeah.
I get it confused with my chocolate Cocoa Puffs. All right, now, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. I see Kevin Owens coming out on top, but I think this is going to be the match, one of the match of the day, the night, so to speak. What do you guys think?
As far as wrestling, yeah. I mean, but I still see Kevin Owens coming on top because, you know, right now he's probably the top heel in the company.
Yeah.
With Bray Wyatt gone, so I don't see him losing. No.
All right, Rick, what do you think?
I think finally the regular fan who watches monthly or whatever finally saw the battle between Zayn and Kevin Owens. We finally got the backstory to it. And you get hyped for this match. I'm very excited for this match. I honestly do think it's going to be the match of the night. I don't know where to go with it. I'm going to say Kevin Owens wins, but it could go either way, and I think this is going to be the first of many pay-per-views where we're going to see these guys fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, I kind of dig the fact, too, that none of them have a title. You know, so you know what I'm saying? That's what I like the most about this feud. And it's weird to say it that way, too, but that's, to me, I like it without no title involved. You know, because then the whole dynamic of, you know, like if, let's just say if Kevin Owens was the champion, if he lost, then there would be a part 2. You know what I'm saying? And then if he gained it back, there'll be a part 3, because then now it would have been back and forth that way. And to me, it's nothing special, but just the history between these two guys, I think it's more than enough to get a feud going with these two. And you're right, Rick. It's definitely not going to end at Payback. Right. But I do see Kevin Owens winning, and I do see something else happening within that. And I just that's one feud though that I do want to see keep going.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You know how sometimes you see a feud, it's like, oh, well, we're gonna see another one.
You know, and it's obvious they work together, so they know each other. So you know it's going to be a good match because they know each other's moves.
Yeah.
So you know it's going to be a good performance on both their parts.
Oh yeah, but I still see Kevin Owens on top. All right, so now Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. Oh boy, I'm going with Dean only because if I see Jericho win, that totally is going to discredit Dean, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As much as Jericho is a legend in his own right, but I just don't. If he wins, it's going to be damaging to Dean, I think.
Ambrose can't lose another match.
He can't. You're right.
He's been losing month after month, week after week. And as much as I'm starting to dislike Ambrose, he has to win, man. He has to. There's no other way.
So you going for Ambrose?
Ambrose.
Okay.
Well, as much as I want to say Dean Ambrose, I think Jericho's on a roll. You know, it showed in the last couple of weeks here on Raw. You know, with him giving the code breaker on the table there last week. So I got to go with Jericho.
All right, now let me ask you guys a question, and this is going off of this a little bit. Do you guys think that wins and losses matter?
No, I don't think so.
Not in this era.
Exactly. Yeah, not in this era. Not like you used to. Not like in the Goldberg days.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, the reason why I'm saying that is because even when they brought in Rusev, obviously it was a big deal.
Yeah.
He was undefeated for how long, and they always threw that in our face. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think wins and losses do mean something. You know, I mean, yeah, nowadays it kind of doesn't, but I just wish that it did meant something, you know, because now you look at, you know, like I said, you go back in the day where SD Jones, he was probably one of the biggest, you know, jobbers / carpenters out there. Yeah. But, you know,
Brooklyn Brawler.
But he's another one too. But at the same time, you always wanted him to win because he barely won.
You felt bad.
You felt bad. You were like, I want him to win, this poor guy. But, you know, it just brings a...
What was that dude's name that used to smack his back?
Oh, Barry Horowitz.
Barry Horowitz.
Yeah.
I always wanted Barry Horowitz to win.
I think he did win one match at the end of his career there.
Yeah, it was towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
He did win.
And I was like, what?
Storyline. Yeah. And he beat up like a really top wrestler.
Yeah,
I gotta look that up. I gotta see who that is.
He's probably won for like 500 or something.
Probably, yeah. But you see what I mean, though? So that's why I honestly think that they really do need to bring back, you know, or make the wins and losses count.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I'm going to agree with what you said on a previous podcast, Rick, where you said that, you know, hey, if you lose your title, you go at the end of the line. There's no rematch, you know? And now I'm siding more with that. And only because, it should count because now you got to work your way up. Somebody else is taking over, and that way they can find out who their top star is. Right now, from what the IWC is looking is that they're the internet wrestling community is that they're throwing Roman Reigns in our face.
Yes.
And it does kind of look like that. It really does. But, you know, just go with a win-loss thing where it matters now. So that's my.
And I think you could build a good storyline around that.
Yeah,
you know, like Rusev and the Goldberg, you know, but they just don't do it anymore.
No. And then with Goldberg, it's like,
you know,
wow, who's going to beat Goldberg?
Who's going to beat him? Oh my God!
You know, and then when it finally came down to it, it was like, oh my God, no way!
Right.
I love the shock value of it.
Yeah.
They just don't do it. But I don't know. Maybe they'll hear this and they'll change their mind. All right, for the IC belt, The Miz versus Cesaro. Honestly, I don't see Cesaro winning it. As much as I hate The Miz, it's going to be The Miz, and it's going to be interference with his wife.
Well, my prediction is it's going to be The Miz to win, but I think maybe we see Rusev get involved with Cesaro, and they start squaring off.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping Cesaro.
Really?
I think he deserves it. I think he deserves a good push. Yeah,
he does. He absolutely does.
His swing and his popularity, Cesaro section. You know, I'm hoping he wins, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, but I just don't see it happening now, especially with Maurice back.
Yeah, Miz is hot right now.
Yeah, he's got the hot hand right now, so I don't really see I don't see Cesaro winning. I'm sorry.
That's a tough one for me.
It is. All right, so now the main event. Now, this main event, at the end of who we're going to think is going to win or lose, we're going to do a major prediction on this main event and who we think what's going to happen. So, obviously, it's Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles. I'm tossed up in the air, to be honest, on who's going to win this match. But I think, and this is my major prediction, obviously, Gallows and Anderson is going to interfere, and the Usos are going to come in and help out too. I think there's going to be some kind of turn here where I'm going to go with this because there's so many things that can happen, but I'm going to go with this one. I think Doc Gallows and Anderson are going to turn on AJ, and Roman Reigns is going to win that way. That's my prediction, that Doc and Anderson are going to turn on him because of what happened in New Japan, and they're still wanting that feud to go on, and that's the route I'm going with. Rick?
All right, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns wins on the account that Luke Gallows and Anderson turn on AJ to form the Roman Empire.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that, but where does that leave the Usos?
The Usos are going to get beat down, and Roman's going to come in, like Roman will be there, and he's going to end up spearing both Usos.
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah.
I like that one. What about you, Joe?
Well, I'm going to go right along with the same regards to you guys, because I think Roman is due for a turn, and the only way it's going to happen if he really beats down AJ Styles with the help of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So I'm going Roman on this one all the way, because it's about time. They got to turn him.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they can't keep shoving the babyface down the WWE fans' throats. So,
not as far as with him goes. No.
And you never know, the Usos might join. I'm just gonna put this out there. The Usos might join in with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Then they could be like a whole big stable.
Oh.
A big Roman Empire, like Rick said.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we can have two turns.
I also was thinking, I saw this. What if Roman Reigns wins and he has the Bullet Club join him, and then AJ down the line gets the former Shield members?
See, I don't know, because if they turn Roman, I think somewhere down the line it's going to be a Seth Rollins-Roman Reigns match with Seth Rollins a babyface.
Yeah, I think absolutely. When Seth Rollins comes back, he is going to be a babyface, but I think it all depends on what happens this Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that has a lot to do with it, and obviously WWE knows what's going to happen to keep everybody guessing. But I mean, the three predictions here, one of them is bound to happen, but again, none of it could happen.
Right.
It's happened before.
Right.
None of it could happen. So, all right. So those are our predictions for Payback this Sunday. Rick, you want to bring Miguel in? He's got some news for us, right?
Yeah, Miguel, come on over. Okay, I'm here. Okay, people, I want you to tune in on YouTube, on our YouTube page, Wrestling POV Podcast, where there's a new episode of Cold Street Corner, episode 4, at Union Square Park. It's so cool. It was so much fun. We interviewed people. I found the man. His name is Mr. LA. He loves Ryback, just like me. Oh, my goodness. And we even gave out some prizes. It was so nice. Also, this Sunday, we're going to have the SmackDown Breakdown. Wait, I just said that, and it's appeared right next to me. Oh, my goodness. The SmackDown Breakdown on our Facebook page, Wrestling POV Podcast. And it'll be right before Payback, so you find out what happened on SmackDown. So that's why we call it SmackDown Breakdown. Get it? Breakdown? Yeah, that's what we do.
Right.
All right, Miguel. Enough with the coffee, man.
You gave him coffee?
I made a mistake.
Oh, Jesus. All right, so I think that wraps up the show for today. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with...
the Iceman, JoJo.
And the third wheel...
Rick Serrano, the third.
And our intern...
Miguel Cole. Adios.
Love, peace, and hair grease. We'll see you next week.